So in Elden Ring, we can find a sorcerer named Thops over here at Church of Irith. A close by waypoint to this church is the lake-facing cliffs. This area is right after you get through the Stormveil Castle. And yeah, once you get over here, you'll find a sacred tear in front of the statue, which sacred tears are used to make your flask replenish more. So they're definitely beneficial. But most importantly, we'll find this friendly NPC, Sorcerer Thops. And here's what he says when we go and talk to him.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied Glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Raya Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
So yeah, after that bit of dialogue, he'll ask for a small donation of 10 runes to share his knowledge. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Thops. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries as promised. Only none of them are particularly great.
So yeah, that's what he says after that. And we will be able to study sorcery with him. And as you can see, here are the spells that we'll be able to get from him. But yeah, besides study sorcery, we will be able to also talk to him some more. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Raya Lucaria, where we study Glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a Glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning.
So from that bit of dialogue, we learn more about Raya Lucaria and why he's out of it at the moment, which is because of the seals that were cast. And we're able to help him get back into Raya Lucaria, which benefits us pretty greatly if we do. Anyways, here's what he says if we choose this dialogue option now that states about the Glintstone key.
Why not find yourself a Glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra Glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy.
But yeah, now I'm going to be showing you how to help him out. I don't recommend giving him the first Glintstone key that you get, but I'll be showing you how to find the first one to get into Raya Lucaria so you can find an extra one to give to him. As you can see over here at Raya Lucaria South Gate, you can see what the seal looks like. Yeah, that's what the Glintstone key unlocks. We can actually find a map on this body that'll lead us to a Glintstone key that we can use to get inside. So yeah, as you can see, it says, you found a simple map, check inventory. Here it is, and if you just press X, you'll get a closer look at it. So yeah, that's actually located right by this waypoint here of the South Gate. We'll just have to head over here to these rocks on the map that's nearby. And over here we can find a body that we can loot. Beware though, there will be a dragon in front of this body, but you can just pass it right up. You don't have to technically take this thing on, unless you feel like it. Alright, so once you got that, you'll now be able to enter the Academy of Raya Lucaria. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll be showing you exactly where you can find this extra Glintstone key at inside of here, from the beginning of where you enter from the South Gate, just so no one gets lost and everybody's able to find it, even if it's their first time stepping into this place. So yeah, when you first enter here from the South Gate, you'll just have to simply run this way and head up this elevator. I will be speeding this up too as well for your guys' convenience. Feel free to rewind it if you get lost or anything. So yeah, once you ride this elevator up, you'll just have to head outside and go through this gate up here, up these stairs. This building up here is actually the building where the Glintstone key is at. However, we're not able to get it quite yet because we have to enter the building through a different way. It's at the top of it, on top of a chandelier. But yeah, you can find a site of grace right here inside this place that you can grab. It may help you out because you may run into some trouble through this next part. Yeah, from this site of grace, we'll just have to head outside through this graveyard. We'll come across a bridge pretty early. As soon as we head outside, just head across this and continue running through the graveyard. You can choose to take out these enemies if you want. I'm just running past them. But yeah, you'll end up coming across this building that you can enter. Just head through this. I'm just going to skip the enemies here. And we're going to have to catch a ride on this elevator. Or whatever. It's a makeshift elevator. The wolf more than likely will follow you on this elevator. You may have to take that out if you are just running past them. But luckily for me, it didn't get on there with me this time. It has before. But yeah, once you ride this thing up here to this part, this is actually where Thops will be located at in the future. I'm not going to spoil anything too much right now. But yeah, just an FYI, this is how you get to Thops. There will actually be a site of grace inside this building up here after you get done riding that massive gear up. But yeah, be sure to grab this because this is the site of grace that's going to be right before a boss that we'll have to take on in order to be able to get this Glintstone key. So from this site of grace, we'll just have to head this way and head up some stairs. And at the top of these stairs will be where we'll fight a boss at. This is actually what it will look like, and it can be kind of tricky to take on depending your level. But yeah, believe it or not, that's actually not the final boss in this place. I'm not going to spoil what is at the moment. I have already made a video over it though. But yeah, from this part, this is actually right by where the extra Glintstone key is at. So if you already have this site of grace, which is the debate parlor, just head here because this is the closest site of grace in here that leads to this extra Glintstone key that you can grab for Thops. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this now. So from this area, after taking out the boss, we'll just have to head outside and just head left up this way. And then we'll just have to jump off this balcony here and then head this way to this dead end and then jump once again off the balcony down to these rooftops. Then we'll just have to follow these rooftops over to this ladder. Now there will be enemies guarding this ladder that you may want to take out because they'll shoot you while you're heading up the ladder and they may take you out, like what just happened to me. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that in here. That can happen. I actually suggest to take them out before heading up the ladder, but it's whatever you want to do for real. Okay, so once up here, you'll just have to head this way. I suggest just running past this guy. Just dodge right before he's about to attack. And then we'll just have to head down to these rooftops. I know, it's pretty far. But yeah, when you make your way down these rooftops, you'll encounter 2 enemies here. You can take them out. You don't technically have to. But we're going to be heading down even further below this part, as you can see. And then when you get to this area, you just have to jump over to this rooftop here. We're now on top of the building now, and this is the different entrance that I was talking about to get inside this place. Yeah, when you enter from up here, you just have to make your way down this way a little bit and then jump down to the chandelier here. Be careful not to miss it because you'll have to backtrack all the way to the top of the building. At least you have this video for reference of where to exactly go. But yeah, this guy on top of this chandelier will have the extra Glintstone key. Yeah. An interesting spot this guy was at. Man, that had to have been terrifying. Anyway, so once you have the extra Glintstone key, you'll then just want to head back over to the Sorcerer at Church of Irith. And here's what he'll say when you give him it.
Back to learn another? Wonderful. You're most welcome to any of my anemic little spells. Are you certain you're willing to give your Glintstone key to me? My, oh my. Thank you. Thank you dearly. Now I can go back to the Academy to resume my study of Glintstone sorceries. And the very stars.
So doing this will make him very joyful that he gets to return back to Raya Lucaria because we gave him the key that he needed, and we unlock an important gesture that's needed to solve certain tower puzzles. I'm not going to be getting into those tower puzzles in this video, but there are certain puzzles in the game that will require using this gesture. So yeah, that's good to know. And here's what he'll say if you go to talk to him again before he heads off to Raya Lucaria.
Back to learn another? Why, of course. Thank you dearly. With your blessing, I will depart for the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Or perhaps one day you'll pay me a visit? Who knows? I may be a decorated sorcerer by then.
So yeah, as you heard, he sounds extremely happy about his future. However, if we go over to Raya Lucaria to pay him a visit, well, it turns out he actually dies somehow. I'm not exactly sure how he died, but yeah, you can find him over here right next to the schoolhouse classroom side of Grace. He'll be right outside of the building here. And if we go to take what's on him, as you can see, we'll get some pretty awesome stuff. We'll get his bell bearing, a Academy Glintstone staff, and a unique spell from him called Thops Barrier. So if you go and offer the Twin Maiden Husk his bell bearing, you'll be able to still get those spells that he sold if you missed out on those or something. And as for the Academy Glintstone staff that we get, here are the stats on it. It requires 6 strength and 28 intelligence to use, and overall the base stats on this look nice. And as for his spell, Thops Barrier, this will deflect enemy spells that come at you, as you can see. I found it useful to back up while using this spell and not to go forward, just because it takes a bit longer for the enemy's spell attacks to get to you, and it makes it so Thops Barrier will release before the spell actually gets you. So yeah, that's a little tip. Try backing up while using this. I found it to be more useful, and it is beneficial, especially if you are going up against enemies that are using strong spell attacks. It may not necessarily just be this little guy that I'm blocking currently. It could be an actual boss or something that you're going up against where this spell could help you out. And I will mention also, if you return back to where we met him at that church, you will be able to take out this teardrop scarab to get Thops Barrier as an Ash of War. This can be used on small and medium shields, and it basically does the same thing. As you can see, it makes it so your shield deflects magic attacks. Just instead of you casting the spell with your staff, you're now casting the spell with your shield. Now your shield can deflect magic attacks. This is actually pretty useful. But yeah, I guess I'll start wrapping up this video. Hopefully you all found this enjoyable. I'm out of here though. As always, thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.